Hey guys, so we're going to get started with our lasagna, our easy lasagna. I like to put vegetable oil in my water so that the pasta will not stick. So that's about a teaspoon, and I'm just going to let it just bring it up to a boil. And I'm going to go ahead and put my turkey meat in here. This is olive oil, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and put my turkey in so that I can ground it up, and we're going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my onion in. I'm going to finely chop, almost grate an onion because my kids, well, my son does not like chunks of onion. So I'm going to go ahead and grate it and get it in, and then I'm going to put my ground turkey in. And here's the ground turkey getting all ground up and cooked. I have put black pepper, I've put seasoning salt, garlic salt, and I'm using garlic powder to season up the meat. And I didn't use any measurements, not give you any measurements rather, because I want you to do it to your taste. So there's no specific measurements, just however you usually use the seasonings to ground your meat to add flavor like you like it. Go ahead and do that now. And just FYI, you can use ground beef, but my husband eats turkey, so we usually use turkey in all of our dishes. And for turkey, you do need a little bit more seasoning than ground beef. I like to get rid of that turkey taste, so I usually season mine pretty good. So, but use it to your liking. Here are the lasagna noodles boiling. I put like 13 or 14 noodles in there. Just want to make sure that I have enough. And here I have the ground turkey still going. It's almost done. So just wanted to show you that I am using Kroger lasagna noodles. Just regular Kroger lasagna noodles. I'm going to let those boil until they get tender. You don't want to overdo it. So just boil it just till tender. And then we're going to drain them so they're not too smushy, when we bake the lasagna. And also keep this going. And here's what it's looking like after I added 2 cans of Hunt's. And that's 2 of the, let's see how many ounces, 24 ounces. 2 cans of the 24-ounce Hunt's. Got 1 traditional, 1 roasted garlic and onion. And also, I don't know if you can see this in here, I've added like a cup of sugar. And I'm going to add some honey because I don't want to use all sugar. But you have got to sweeten up this sauce because if not, it would be so bland. So bland, and I do not like that. So this is, at least give it a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of honey. To your liking. Taste it, you guys. Taste the sauce. Here we are over at the table, and I have 8 ounces of shredded mozzarella cheese. I have about 2.5 ounces of mixed blend cheese. You can use any kind you want. I prefer to have casserole. I do not have casserole shredded cheese here, so I'm using Mexican style shredded cheese. Now this is not taco with all the taco seasonings. This is just a Mexican blend, like with the queso. Let me read it off of here if I can. Monterey Jack, some queso blanco, and a few things like that. So I have that in there, and it's not going to make it taste Mexican or anything. I am adding about 1 ounce of Parmesan cheese. And then I'm going to add this, I'm not going to add the 16 ounces, but about 8 ounces of cottage cheese. And I'm going to add about 4 ounces of sour cream. Sour cream just makes it go on, smoother and better. It just helps with the smooth, good taste. So I use sour cream and cottage cheese. You don't have to use ricotta. Here is the cottage cheese and sour cream and shredded cheese mixture. My sour cream and cottage cheese have been refrigerated, of course, so I put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds together before I put it in with the shredded cheese. So here it is all mixed up together, everything, and then here is the first layer of the meat sauce. Here's the lasagna noodles. I have them layered. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the pan, and I have just a strip of a piece right here because the pan was a little longer than the noodles. So I put just a little strip of noodles right there. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the cottage cheese, shredded cheese, and sour cream mixture over the top of the noodles. And I will come back and show you all what it looks like. Here is the cheese mixture all spread out over the pan. I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle this mixture cheese, the Mexican cheese that I was telling you about. That shredded cheese, I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit over there. I like a little color, that's why I'm adding this cheese. I have some sharp cheddar cheese. I'm trying not to open the pack, but I might have to for the top layer because this Mexican cheese is about gone. Okay, now for some more of the meat sauce. And I tasted my meat. Remember earlier I was telling you to taste your meat because that's how it's going to taste in the dish. So you want this sweet enough. I do not like bland meat sauce. It reminds me of, and I don't like to talk about anybody, a restaurant or anybody, but I'll just say their last part of their name is factory. Lord have mercy. I just don't see how they stay in business. I really don't. It's just so bland. So we're going to get this layer over here. Now I'll come back. All right, there's the second sauce layer done, the meat sauce layer done. I'm going to go ahead and put more noodles on. And I'll come back. There's the second noodle layer, and there's 4 again going across, and then just little strips at the end where the noodles didn't meet the pan. I'm going to go ahead and do my last layer of this cottage cheese, sour cream, and shredded cheese mixture. I'll come back. There we go. That's the second and layer of the noodles. And I'm going to go ahead and put the last layer of meat sauce on. So this is the third layer of meat sauce, the third and the last. I'll be back. All right, that is the third and the last layer of the meat. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add one more layer of noodles. Woo. Here's the last layer of noodles, and there's not going to be a layer of the sour cream, cottage cheese, and shredded cheese. It's just going to be a layer of shredded cheese on the top. So what I did was I added about a half of a cup of mozzarella, half of a cup of, well, a little bit less of sharp cheddar than that, and then about 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to put it on the top. There we go. There's a thin layer of that. I'm going to go ahead, cover this with aluminum foil, and stick it into a 375-degree preheated oven, and can't help but taste those toppings. I'm going to go ahead and stick it in the oven, and I'll be back to give you the rest of the steps. Here is the lasagna, all nice and bubbly right out of the oven. I'm going to go ahead and put some parsley flakes on top of this, and then some Parmesan and mozzarella and a little bit of cheddar cheese, and I'll show you what it looks like because I'm going to pop it back in the oven after that. So here is the top, and I've sprinkled it with mozzarella, Parmesan cheese, and a little bit of cheddar cheese, and I've sprinkled the parsley flakes, the crushed parsley, and then also Italian seasoning goes on top. So I'm going to stick this back in the oven, and I'll be back. Here is the final product, you all. Look at that. That looks so good. So when we try a piece, I will show you in a little bit. Jaylee! I made lasagna.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Mom. It's about time. It's about time. Because all summer long, I asked for lasagna, and now the day before, I finally get it. So I really appreciated your time and your effort and your generosity.
All right.
Well, thanks.
You are welcome.